everyone, it's Holly and welcome to another Top 5 Wednesday. Top 5 Wednesday is a Goodreads group created by Ginger Reads Laney here on YouTube, and there is a link to the Goodreads group down in the description box below if you want to check it out. And this week's topic is books that made you think, and I actually had to think a lot about this one. So first I'm going to say is Easy by Tamara Weber. I feel like this is the first, that's not true, first non-romance novel that deals with sexual assault in some way that really hit me and made me look at things differently, and I thought it was full of healthy, good things, and it made me just, I've talked about this book before so many times. This book made me think so much, and I wish I had read it in college, and not because I was in any of these situations, whether Jacqueline's situation or a friend of mine in that situation, or at least I hope not, nobody told me, but that's part of the problem. Is it opened my eyes to how we do feel like we can't talk about these kinds of things. Next is The Book of Scandal by Julia London. I talked about this I did a book memories on this book. It just made me look at relationships a different way. Up until this point, I would say that the romance novels I read were about couples getting together, and this is about a couple coming back together, which is now one of my favorite tropes ever. I mean, Persuasion is my favorite Austen, and the idea that, people can change and still be together and can go through such horrible things in their lives. The couple in this book loses their son and it rips them apart. It's kind of hard to explain, but it made me really look at the romance novel genre differently, and it also made me kind of look at life differently, because I think I was in college when I read this, and so I'm still young, but I feel like I'll always think I'm young, which is good. That's how you should feel. But I think when you're younger, you kind of look at love and romance as this beautiful rosy thing, and this showed me more of the sad things, but that happiness can still come out of those sad things. I feel like it's a weird one to say because of the reason I'm putting it in, and that is Maybe Someday by Colleen Hoover. And the reason I say this one is because I almost didn't read this book because of the whole cheating aspect, and I definitely think there's cheating in this book. I don't like cheating in life or in fiction, and it still makes me uncomfortable. It's still something I try to avoid, but this book made me a believer, at least in this story. I still don't support cheating, I don't like cheating still, but this book made me at least open my mind to their relationship. I don't want to say open my mind to cheating, because that's not how I feel. Oh, it's so complicated. Next is The Program by Suzanne Young. I know I did a review of this, it was a year ago, and I honestly don't remember how much I talked about this book and how much I shared. It really hit me hard. I connected with the main character a lot, her personal struggles and everything that were all mental, and it kind of made me it made me kind of scared. I've never been the kind of person that thought I was depressed or anything like that. I definitely have anxiety, and I would definitely say I have moments where I'm down, but I never would have said I was depressed, and I still would say that I'm not ever. But it kind of made me look at myself differently and, wonder if I let myself continue down, trains of thought that I have, could I potentially find myself in a situation like her? And that's a really scary realization, and that's why this book affected me the way it did. And then the last one is kind of hard to talk about without, spoiling things, but that is Reason to Breathe by Rebecca Donovan, and this is the first book in her Breathing series, which I really, really liked, and I don't think it's for everyone. I said that when I reviewed this, but I really enjoyed it, and particularly this book in the series made me think. It's about a girl who is being abused by her aunt, I think it is, physically, well, and emotionally abused, but really physically abused. And what this made me really think a lot like Easy, like this idea of this like almost hidden world that like a lot of people don't acknowledge. Lately I've been really intrigued by like the idea of people finding themselves in like physically abusive relationships and how you get in those situations and how you get out of them and how you recover from them and all of that. And this is kind of probably where that started for me, because I think it's an interesting psychology. Particularly what made me think in here is something that occurs towards the end of the book. Throughout the book, some characters make some decisions that result in a really bad thing happening, and it scared me, like not for the same reasons as the program, but like that I could be in that same situation and would I make a different decision than what these characters made, and like that doesn't make you a bad person and all of those complicated things. I don't know if that made sense. So those are my top 5 books that made me think. If you want to share any books with me, you can feel free to do so down in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!